Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome back to RightCast, your go-to podcast for international education. I'm your host Icha Pandey. Today we are joined by truly special guest, Mr. Vyom Agrawal, Regional Associate Director at Arden University. Arden University is UK-based institution known for its career-focused, flexible learning with campuses in Manchester, London, and Leeds. So let's welcome Vyom. Welcome to RightCast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over.
How have you been?
I'm doing very well. How about you, Cha?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for asking. So it's really great to have you here. So let's get started without any delay. I would like to ask you about the Arden University
Sure.
itself. What makes Arden University stand out for the international students?
Great question. I think one of the very important facts about
Mhm.
Arden is that recently in a survey that was conducted by Times Higher Education,
Yeah.
it placed Arden as the top 5 universities across the entire UK for student satisfaction.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to student satisfaction, there are a lot of factors that go in
Mhm.
to decide why students feel satisfied
Mhm.
of having studied in Arden University. For us, that's a big achievement
Mhm.
to have been broken into the top 5 from where we were last year to top 16,
Mhm.
right? So students know that they're in a fantastic university,
Mhm.
which they will be able to kind of use when they start their career.
Okay. So moving on, let's talk about the courses also.
Yeah.
As I can see, you have interacted with lots of students also.
Yes.
So what are the quite popular courses from this reason?
So some of the popular courses, as you would imagine, are in cybersecurity,
Mhm.
in public health,
Mhm.
in logistics,
Yeah.
and computing. So these are some of the very popular courses that students look forward to build their career in.
Mhm.
Especially, artificial intelligence seems to be the buzzword
Mhm.
that everybody is after, and there's a module which is under cybersecurity to look at artificial intelligence for the students.
Mhm.
We think that these are courses for the future, which when students pursue,
Mhm.
will be able to build a fantastic career going forward.
So many times, whenever I interact with the students, if they are from the management background, they prefer to go to business and management. But there are many new courses currently we can see, like supply chain and management, project management, accountings, many things. So, what kind of course do we have in this part?
So Arden is known for bringing very unique offerings to the students,
Yeah.
especially in very upcoming fields, right? Because we believe
Mhm.
that if you're able to offer these courses to our students, not only will they be able to differentiate themselves, but they'll be able to create a future that is ready for them
Yeah.
in terms of making sure that they're able to achieve what they are after
Mhm.
once they complete their degree. So some of these courses that you've mentioned, and we talked about courses in artificial intelligence, we talked
Yeah.
about cybersecurity, we talked about logistics. These are courses which have unique offerings to the students.
Okay, so many students are quite curious, those students who are from management background, can they go to, AI or cybersecurity
Yes,
also?
they can. They can.
Oh, okay.
So there is a part of the program
Mhm.
which talks as an introduction,
Mhm.
right? So students who do not have this background can also kind of look at making sure that they're able to complete the course
Mhm.
successfully.
Mhm.
So they'll have a kind of a foundation
Mhm.
which they can do, and then they can actually pursue that program.
Okay, so moving on, whenever students are applying for abroad, affordability part comes. Many parents and students look for affordable fees also. So what kind of scholarship is Arden providing at the moment?
Great question. I think when we did a little bit of research in the market, what we found that the UK education seemed to be very expensive
Yeah.
for parents as well as for students.
Mhm.
And what we said was that we wanted to make the education affordable, right?
Yeah.
So even though the course fees is around 15 to 16,000 pounds,
Mhm.
when we make an offer to the student, we built in a scholarship,
Yeah.
which effectively brings the postgraduate course to about 12,500 pounds.
Okay.
An undergrad top-up program can cost about 12,000 pounds a year.
Mhm.
Because this is a one-year course,
Yeah.
the fees is accordingly managed.
So now let's talk about the English proficiency test.
Yeah.
The major step to go abroad is the English proficiency
Absolutely.
test. So what kinds of tests are you accepting at the moment?
Okay. So initially, we're looking at IELTS
Mhm.
as a way for us to test the English proficiency,
Mhm.
but we are also offering PTE
Yeah.
from next intake onwards. So
Mhm.
we've got 4 intakes, which
Mhm.
is November, February, May, and September.
Mhm.
So for this November intake, we're only accepting IELTS, but
Okay.
later on, from February onwards, we'll map IELTS to PTE as well.
Mhm.
What we're saying is that because the language of instruction is English, we're looking for students who have proficiency in that English language, right? So we're expecting a minimum 6 with no band less than 5.5 in IELTS. But we're ready to waive that off if the student has secured in the last 4 or 5 years their language of instruction has been English and have secured 70%. So if they can do that, then we don't need IELTS.
Okay. So many times I have seen that students want to go through medium instruction also.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to those students?
Okay, so these are my personal, thoughts that we should try to avoid a situation where you're looking to get into an education institute on the basis of MOI. Now, the fact being that you're going to be studying in a country like UK, where English is the most spoken language, and we want our students to be very participative in the class, which they won't be if they use MOI as a way to enter into the UK. So my advice to students would be that you should look at giving a proficiency exam. But if in certain cases you're not able to do that, then we will have an MOI option as well.
So moving on, if a student want to switch the course after they arrive in UK, then is it possible in the Arden University?
No, not at the moment. So what we would expect is that the counseling is in alignment with what they've done so far and what their future aspirations is. Once they've decided what course they want to pursue, the offer letter and all the faculty arrangements, etc., will be made according to that. So it may not be possible for them to change the course once they reach onshore, right? So we advise that you think about what your future aspirations are and align that with what you've done so far so that you get the right choice and the right career going forward.
Okay. So many students ask about what next after the graduation also. So does the Arden University provide any fairs to network with the, industry people or not?
So look, thank you for that question. I think it's a very important question. Arden has a very strong counseling unit, which not only supports the student in giving them career advice, but also gives them access to career fairs, internship opportunities, and to be able to match them to potential employers, right? At the end of the day, it's the student's profile, the student's drive, the student's ability to network, which will get them the job that they're looking for in a very, very competitive market like UK. So my advice to students would be that they should look at networking amongst not only their peers, but also in the open market. So the more you network, the more chances you create for yourself to get employed.
Okay. So as you know, going abroad and settling to new country is really challenging for the students. They have just completed their high school degree. So what kinds of skills is quite needed for the students? What do you think? What's your suggestion for them?
I think the general advice for every student who's looking to start, let's say, their bachelor journey, is to be able to develop some soft skills. So presentation skills, the ability to communicate, to be participative in classrooms, to be able to look at creating a very distinct profile that will help them build their career later on. So try to kind of do some kind of volunteer work while you're there in the UK. Look at what opportunities may be very attractive, whether they're on campus, whether they're off campus. Look at utilizing all the opportunities that you can to develop a profile that will become very, very productive once you start looking at job opportunities.
Okay, so let's move on to our student question. We have a few questions from our students.
Great.
So let's get started.
Fantastic.
Does the university provide the accommodation or not?
Okay, so university does not have its own accommodation service, but the student services provides you options in terms of student residences, which are very close to the campus. These accommodation options are secure and have all the basic facilities that you as a student would require to make sure that you're very comfortable and have an environment where you can also conduct your studies and look at potential opportunities.
Okay, so let's move to another. Mr. Revati has asked, is there any academic support if I find the coursework challenging or different from what I'm used to? Then is there any support or not?
Yes, so Arden University makes sure that not only are the class sizes small, but there is a one-to-one interaction with your professors and the faculty. So in case you require additional support, you need to reach out to them to factor in additional support classes, and they're more than willing to do that.
Okay. Okay. So Pratap has asked, do international students get help with finding part-time jobs or internships during the studies or not?
So in cities which are outside London, so we've got campuses in Manchester, Birmingham, and Leeds. There are several opportunities in part-time that the students can actually get to. They can use the counseling services where they post part-time job opportunities as well, to look at getting something of their interest. It could be in line with what they're studying at the moment, or they could also be something which is more public interaction based. So I think as students, it's always good to go out in the market, and to be able to kind of have an interaction with the general public. It gives them a lot of confidence. So look out for these opportunities. There are plenty of them around.
So now last one. Does the university provide any scholarship or not, by Ms. Kabir?
Yes, it does. At the moment, the scholarship is part of the offer letter itself. We are not looking for any specific criteria to apply to get to that scholarship. That scholarship is built into the offer letter when you choose to accept that offer.
Okay, thank you so much for answering all the queries of our students.
No worries. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So we are having last section. That is my fun segment. It's myth and fact. I'll read aloud a myth and fact, and you just have to say is it myth or fact.
Sure.
Okay. So number one, Arden has student clubs or social activities. Myth or fact?
Social activities.
Yeah.
Definitely. Lots of activities for students to engage in. Lots of clubs that they can join and pursue what interests them the most.
Okay. So another, Arden's courses are fully self-paced with no deadlines. Is it myth or fact?
It's a myth.
Okay.
So there are deadlines to everything that you would possibly want to do, whether that's submission of paperwork, whether that's any coursework submission, etc. So there are deadlines.
Next one, the university has a high rate of student satisfaction. Myth or fact?
It's a fact. So as I said, Arden University stands number 5th in student satisfaction. And that's a recent survey that's been conducted in 2025. So very proud of that.
Okay. Moving on. Arden University's tuition fees are higher than most UK university. Is it myth or fact?
Myth. So these fees have been kind of kept in mind about the affordability. And it's possibly not the highest, but it's sitting somewhere in the middle. So it's not the lowest, but it's not also the highest.
Okay. And the last one. It always rains in the UK.
So I'm a student, international student, about completing my MBA from UK, and I can tell you that rain is a part and parcel of the day. The weather changes in the entire day, so you could have sun, clouds, wind, rain, all in one day, right? So that's the reason why it's advisable to wear layers, so you can actually adjust according to the weather.
So uncertain weather.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Vyom.
Yep.
Now the last part, as before we wrap up, I would like to ask the last question.
Sure.
Many students who are planning to go to abroad in coming intakes. What advice would you like to give to them, and tell about Arden University? Why should they choose Arden?
Okay. So look, I think it's a good question, simply because students have choices. The reason why I think Arden University will make a lot of sense is because, one, the intakes are designed in a way that even if you miss the main September intake, you can still apply, and you can apply throughout the academic year. So depending on whenever you want to start the journey, you can. Second, I think the fees is very, very affordable for a course that is very, very popular, which can lead to potential employment opportunities in the UK. And also looking at what we offer in Arden is a very strong student support system. That combined with the course offerings, the fees, the time when you can start, makes Arden a very, very attractive university of choice for you, right? So I would definitely want students to come, talk to the counselors at Right Path, and then be able to look at pursuing the course of their choice and then building a career around it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vyom. It was really great talking to you.
Thank you for having me over. Thank you so much. Thanks.